Good morning, everybody. I hope you're staying safe. The Lord will protect us all through the season in Jesus' name. In my previous video, I was talking to our husbands, and I want to believe that our husbands actually put to work to practice what I discussed in my previous videos. And I believe now you're seeing the difference. I've not heard a testimony, still waiting. Today, just as I promised in my previous video, I'll be talking to the women. I'll be talking to us. And I know the men will say, let's hear what she has to say. Just stay put. This talk is for us. I hope the men are not listening. Okay, I'll start it this way. By saying that a man who left everything just to marry you, that man actually loves you, because there are so many women out there, but the man decided to choose just you. But there's something about men. Men have ego. In short, God created it in men. That is actually what makes men men. Don't ever hurt that ego. When you talk about this ego, you can call it whatever. If you like, call it pride, no problem. But the men are also always very proud of their wives. So don't do anything to hurt their ego on that area. What do I mean? How do you dress when you come out? Do you dress in such a way that the man can just look at them, oh, that's my wife, because of your appearance? Or you are the type that when you appear, the man will hide his face. You are hurting the ego. You see, dressing well doesn't really mean that you have to buy all the expensive clothing. That one you have, iron it well. Put your tie very well. Be neat. Take your bath often so that you don't have body odor. Address this man well when you are in the public so that you don't affect his ego. Make him so proud of you. Do things that when people begin to say, oh my God, who is this woman's husband? He'll say, yes, I am the one. It makes them very, very happy. And these are the things that men want us to be doing. In order not to affect their ego, one other thing we need to take into consideration is don't ever give command to the men, rather make suggestions. Okay, this man wants to travel and she has 500,000 to travel with. He's supposed to say, see, don't even try to travel. Go and put that money in the bank. That is command. But you can say, oh darling, this road is very, very risky. Don't you think this money should go to the bank so that when you get there, you withdraw? Turn 5. That is what I mean. Because once you have made it as a command, because of that ego, the man will travel with it. Let that thing that will happen. That is meant for you. The man will never be happy. Make your suggestions and you find out that the man will take it. Even when they don't take it. Maybe the man gets to the road, armed robbers attack, collected the money, and this man comes back to the house. How do you react? That's the next point. Do not ever add salt to their injury. Don't start blaming him. I told you, you will never listen. See how it happened. Just imagine. In short, that is the worst thing in man. That is what the men call nagging. At that particular situation, behave in such a way that whatever the man is passing through outside, the man will be saying in his heart, oh, I can't wait to get back to the house and tell my wife, because I know that my wife will encourage my heart. What do you do? Oh, sorry. Oh my God, why did this happen? Oh, only calm down. I believe those wicked people have taken all your troubles. Just calm down. God will see us through in this situation. Calm down. Oh, relax. That is what the man needs at that particular time. In order not to hurt his ego. In order not to hurt the man's ego, do not compare this man with any man outside. You saw all of them and married this one. That same good thing you saw in this man that made you marry him, love him for it. Don't compare him with the other person. The other man, I have gone to their house. The man used to cook for the wife. But after cooking, what else? Your own cannot cook good and fine, but there's something your own can do that the other man cannot do. Love your word for your husband for what he is. Another thing that is very, very important is this. There is one primary assignment that brought you to that house. I call it the primary assignment. Don't deprive this man that thing. Don't use it as a punishment for offenses he committed against you. Don't use it as a way of getting what you want. That is no-go area for men. Don't deprive them that particular thing. Another thing very, very important, learn to appreciate, learn to say thank you. Even when the man has done it very, very well, learn to say thank you. When he gives you money to cook soup, learn to say thank you. Men loves it a lot. It makes them say, yes, this is the man that I am. It makes them feel that I really the man they are. Learn to also woo your husband. It's not every time only him, only him. Do it especially when you know that he is like worn out. He is sorrowful. Something is bothering him. You don't just come that and say, come now, honey, no. You can say, oh, sorry, I can see you are very tired. Let me give you a massage. You can massage his neck, massage his back, tell him to turn around. As you keep on massaging him, you know something will just come up. Oh my God, this man will be proud of you. He says, my wife knows how to help me out, especially when I am worn out. Another thing very, very important. You may not know how serious this one is. Serve him his food and eat with him. Even when you don't feel like eating, sit down there while he's eating and be giving him some sweet, sweet stories. Not those ones that will make his heart to fly or make him lose appetite. Tell him good things. Tell him those wonderful things. Tell him those things he loves to hear while he is eating his food. Another one, respect his privacy. Not just because you are his wife. When any visitor comes, you come and sit kideba. Whatever he's saying, let me be hearing. Like for some of us, the pastor's wives. During his counseling, you come and sit. Yes, because I am his wife. Respect his privacy. It's not when his phone is ringing, you rush, hello, because you can answer call. Don't answer his call except he gives you permission to do so. Take his phone to him, your phone is ringing. And it's not when he's answering, you be peeping, who is he talking to? No. Respect his privacy. Very, very important. Another thing men loves is surprises. Give them surprises, even when they do not expect it. A woman told you that her problem that she spends all her salary on foodstuffs, and at the end, the husband will never appreciate she's doing anything. Guess what I told her? I said, please, when you want to cook soup, tell your husband to give you money. You have just little income. When you want to buy soap, tell your husband to give you money. Save that your little money. One day your husband will wake up. Maybe to say, hey, oh, my car has spoiled. I don't have money to fix it. Our house rent, I don't know how to pay. Well, this one has spoiled. Now bring out the money in bulk and give him a surprise. As the man will be complaining, say, oh, honey, don't worry, God will provide. You see him, oh, where will it come from? Just come out and say, honey, close your eyes. You just say, wow, oh my God, that's a very good surprise. You can also surprise him. For example, you say, my phone has gone back, I don't have money to buy phone. You just go to the market, buy a very good one, beautiful one, wrap it, just drop it on the bed. To my beloved husband. These are the kind of surprises that men love. Save and surprise him with your savings. Trust this man. When I mean trust, I mean trust him. Trust him to a fault. I read a story of a woman that saw what do we call it, nose mask in her husband's briefcase. She thought it was pants, and that was just it. She almost stabbed her husband to death. That the husband is carrying a woman outside. She chased her husband out. After a very long while, the man had to invite the parents to come and settle the case. Lo and behold, it wasn't pants, it was nose mask. What if this man has seen the nose mask? Instead of distrusting the husband, say that the husband is sleeping with another woman outside, why not just believe that a woman tried to set up your husband? Maybe this man have got to the husband and said, my husband, see you, somebody is trying to set you up, see pants in your briefcase. The man will have looked at it, and by then they will all find out it's nose mask and not pants. Trust him to a fault. In short, your trust will make him, even if when he wants to cheat on you, he will remember that this woman trusts me so much. And it will stop him. If only we can put these things to practice. Just as we want men to love us, to woo us, to praise us, do same to your husband. In Igbo language, we say when the right hand washes the left hand, the left hand washes the right hand. You can make that marriage work. Instead of shouting and nagging and crying over everything, learn your husband. Know his mind. Know when to talk to him. Know when to keep quiet. Know what to say to him at a particular time. Remember his ego. Once you are able to respect that ego, to allow him with his ego, pamper that ego. Don't ever hurt the ego. That man will become the woman rapper. Do you want your husband to become woman rapper? Then don't hurt his ego. Respect him. Talk to him lovely when you go outside. Boast with him. Say, oh, that is my husband. And he's going to be very proud of you. In my next video, I'll be talking on how we can live with our children in the house and cause these children to grow in the love of God. Until then, my fellow women, let us go home and put it to practice. Let us go and pamper this man's ego. And we are going to come back testify. Bye.